I don't think young people are hard because I just get young people. So I think what I'm gonna bring to the table is a way to show them how this looks later on in life. But I want you to be me, but better. But for me to be able to help build the next Tiffany J, and I say help because it won't just be me, but for me to help build the next Tiffany J, but better, that for me is like purpose fulfilled.
It would be one thing for you to say what you just said about fame and you weren't talented, but you're really talented.
I appreciate that. I know I'm talented.
You
but
really are.
You know how fame is so calculated by society.
Yeah.
And I don't always fit society's rules and what society wants.
Right.
So I'm fine if society never chooses me.
You got to know God personally.
The only thing I paid for was my wardrobe. Now I could have saved some money on that because I bought some custom sneakers and I did a little. I had to do all what I did, but that's the only paid I paid for.
You gotta know the Lord.
Oh, I know him. No, you should see my spreadsheet for my for my live recording.
Relationships, man.
You gotta have relationships. You gotta be. I applied for grants and got awarded them.
Yeah.
You know, grants are hard to get.
Right.
Grant applications are long as hell.
Grant writing, and that's what you think. See?
Like, it took me a month to fill out my first grant application.
Peace and grace, family. This is Darius Dior. It's Thinking Kingdom Media, where we have real conversations with real people and we share real music here. Today, we got a very special guest, long awaited. Finally got her here, man. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for Miss Tiffany J. The legend. Make some noise.
The legend.
Thank
you so much for having me.
No doubt, man. I'm so glad and so grateful to have you here. Really, because you've been putting in a lot of work for such a long time. But for the people that don't know you, that have never seen you before, first time seeing you on this platform, can you just tell us a little bit about who you are?
All right, first rules. You want me to direct my attention to you, to a specific camera?
You can look at me.
Okay.
But just know that if you look at one of these lenses, you are speaking directly to the audience. Right.
Okay, so I'll tell them who I am and I'll come back to you.
Tell them.
I am Tiffany J. I am a native of Columbia, South Carolina, good little country girl in the city. I am what you call an all-around creative. I'm a visual media creative. I'm a musical creative. I am a aesthetically visual creative. I am an author, songwriter, graphic designer, inspirational personality. I'm big in the community. Absolutely love to inspire people to be their best selves. Yeah, that's who I am in a nutshell. Y'all favorite super dope chick.
No doubt, man. Shout out to Super Dope Chick. It's really important to me to always let people introduce themselves because nobody can tell you who you are like you can. Right?
Okay,
You know
yeah.
But usually when I tell people, or ask people to tell me who they are, they usually tell me what they do, right? And I'm really asking you how you be. Do you be chilling?
Right.
Do you be introverted? Do you be lying? Do you be stealing? What?
I don't steal.
How you be?
I try not to lie.
How you doing? All right, that's what I'm really asking you.
I am. I don't know when the masses will see this, but I'm just like grateful to be here.
Yeah.
Like that's who I am, and who I be in the moment is just grateful to be.
Right.
Like grateful to have existence in this present moment. Right.
Gratitude is the attitude, and I'm the same. So I started to kind of be all over the place, but I want to just kind of start with recent things that's been going on with you. I want to again say congratulations.
Thank you so much
for the step you've taken in your career. and we talked off camera about the value that it's adding with you making this kind of move. But can you just talk about your business, your company that you have, what you know, and how that's connected to what you're doing right now? We're going into this.
Okay, so I actually own 3 businesses.
Okay.
But TJ's Elements is what I call my oldest business baby. It's my multimedia design firm. And I have been doing graphics, websites, banners, marketing material, and creative direction for almost 15 years. It'll be 15 years in a couple months.
Yeah.
So I have been doing this for a while. I'm a self-taught graphic designer.
Yeah.
But I eventually went to school because I thought it was important to show people, no, I got a little education in this too. Like, I self-taught myself, but I went and got my master's in media design back in 2022. I finally finished. Long story, but I finally finished, and I will be joining the faculty at Benedict College to teach in the mass communications department. So.
And BC.
So yeah, I'm excited about that.
You know, man. Shout out to everybody, all the faculty and staff, and students out there, and alumni from Benedict College, man. That's my alma mater, right? And so it's near and dear to my heart. Actually, like I said, I went up there and was like, man, I want to work here. Like, that was a great idea, you know. But he told me, he was like, I guess what I communicated to him was, he was asking me what value would I bring, you know. And I said, well, I only have a bachelor's, so I can't teach. But I know when I was here, I got one of my professors, Miss Susan Dugan. She gave me a camera. And my first internship was at a portrait studio.
Okay. Man, long live portrait studios.
Listen. Long live portrait studios. And so we were in the mall. Okay. And I was at the booth. We would have all our work displayed, and then you would walk by and we would sell you a pre-sold card to get 8x10.
Okay.
2 5x7.
I got you.
Wallets, right? I would make a lot of money doing that. And then I finally figured out what editing was and what, you know, how do you hold the camera, but actually using it. Okay. And getting all the details and understanding the art of observation, which is what you do. I really didn't learn how to get out here in the field and figure out what it takes to actually make money and generate income from my creative work. How to price things out. You know what I mean? And so for me to be sitting here, you know, years later, I learned everything I needed to know in the field. I didn't really
get it in school.
There wasn't a curriculum for what it takes to do what we do as creatives. You know, and I know you got other businesses too, but so that's what I said to him, and he was like, "Well, look, man, I can give you a class. You know, maybe we can, you know, get the kids to come meet you in the auditorium." The problem is getting them to get to the auditorium to hear what you have to say, right? And then he's like, I'm like, well, what about, you know, content creation? What about social media? What about, you know, all the things that we could possibly do? Their heads are in their phones.
Right.
You know what I mean? And like I said, we talked offline about this stuff, and I'm just so glad to know that you're going in there. What's your outlook on impact with Gen Z, right? Because we're in a different space. Now, what do you think your approach is going to be? I know you're going to teach.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But this is what, and I've mentioned this to, you know, the people at Benedict, and I've, you know, been thinking over it in my head. The reason I am going to be an asset to Benedict, and in return they're going to be an asset to me, is because, like you said, I have been in this field working. Not only that, my ties to other things are also going to overlap. So mass communications happens to fall in the School of Arts and Sciences, where I am heavily involved as a musical artist. I'm a recording artist, and music industry studies is also in that department. There are several opportunities for me to reach these students as them later on in life. You know what I mean? So I have always mentored young people, and I don't think young people are hard because I just get young people. So I think what I'm gonna bring to the table is a way to show them how this looks later on in life. But I want you to be me, but better. That's like my outlook. I don't necessarily, for me, this is my next career step. You know what I mean?
Right. Go back and
I
get
might
back.
be, I might hire somebody from, coming out the program, but I'm not necessarily looking for, here's another notch in my graphic design belt. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I think anything bigger for me in that realm is just bigger projects or bigger names to work for. But for me to be able to help build the next TIFFANYJ, and I say help because it won't just be me, but for me to help build the next TIFFANYJ, but better, that for me is like purpose fulfilled.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm looking forward to, is just really sharing my knowledge, especially being a working professional in the media and entertainment industry. And I think I'm just going to be really elated to be there. Like I said, this is my first HBCU experience, so I'm really looking forward to that component.
Right.
I went to a PWI undergrad. But yeah, I'm just excited.
Shout out to the PWIs, wherever you are, which is everywhere.
Which is everywhere.
Which is everywhere. First of all, I want to just give a shout out to your media team and the people, the good people who create your content, beloved. It looks amazing.
Oh, thank you.
Always looks amazing. And I wanted to just kind of tap into just your artistry.
What y'all see visually from me, 2020 on Marquise Wallace.
Yeah, man. Shout out to those good people that create your content. It's dope.
Thank you.
It's dope, man. But I wanted to just kind of talk about your journey in music. You've been doing this a long time and evolving into me. I'm really a fan, all right?
I appreciate that.
I'm really a fan. So
I was just listening to on the way here.
Right, you know what I mean? And so everything you've always done has always been grand, and I appreciate it. It always motivated me and inspired me to just be better, right?
Okay.
It's not for anybody else, but for yourself and for the kingdom of heaven, right?
Right.
So like, but I did notice that, you just kept going and kept evolving, really. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what's been motivating you to keep going? Like, where's that coming from with?
So I've never really been like a competitive person.
Yeah.
I don't really do competitions. I don't like debates.
Right.
Like, if I gotta prove, I will, but it doesn't do anything for me to win an argument or to be like, I'm gonna be better than this person. That don't do nothing for me.
Nothing for me.
The only competition I do have is who I was yesterday. So my goal is always to, when I put out something new, a new project, or I got a new vision, my goal is for it to meet or exceed the last thing I did.
Yeah.
Ain't no going backwards.
No backwards.
Ain't no going backwards. I gotta stay on the level, or I gotta exceed it. So I'm my own
worst critic.
I'm not a perfectionist.
You're not.
I'm not a perfectionist. Like, I'm very goal oriented. So I work well under pressure, but at the same time I'm a big procrastinator.
Yeah.
But like, if I say this thing gonna come out this day, it's gonna come out this day. And this year was a testament. 2023 was a testament of that, and it really showed me how much God favors me and how much I'm inclined to what God is telling me.
For sure.
Because I had a real rough year, especially with sickness this year.
Yeah, I saw that.
And some people were like, you don't think God telling you to slow down or to stop? And for a minute, I was like, I wonder if that's what he's trying to say. But for me, the answer was no, because there will be no way my album got recorded the day it got recorded, got released on time, if it not had been for his will for this.
Yeah.
Like, literally the day I recorded my last album, or my current release, which was recorded live in concert.
Yeah.
The May 27, 2023 was the sickest day of my life.
man.
I was the sickest I had ever been in life. I was admitted into the hospital the same night. Recorded a 10-song album live that day. 10-song album live that day. Went in the hospital that night. Was in the hospital for 4 days. Had emergency surgery 2 days afterwards.
Ladies and gentlemen, she's not making this up.
I'm not making this up at all. If he wanted me to slow down, he would have made sure that that didn't happen that way. My album still came out because I set my release date before we recorded the album. I was intentional about, I'm a big mental health, suicide prevention advocate. So I was intentional about when I recorded it, when I released it. My album was going to be recorded in May because that's Mental Health Awareness Month. It was going to release in September because that's Suicide Prevention Month. Before I recorded that album, May 27th, I said my album coming out September 13th.
Wait.
September 15th. My release, I paid for my premiere, my release party, September 13th, before I even had my live recording. I'm telling you.
Listen,
this stuff happened on time. If you can't tell me God wasn't on my side. What it was the devil trying to show he had a little power, and he thought he was going to stop what was already God ordained.
And the devil,
he thought, he tried, but he failed. So no, God wasn't telling me to slow down. God was saying, no, I got this. Trust me, and I'm going to show them, and I'm going to show you who got the power. So you're not about to tell me God tried to sit me down. No, it was just a test. And it built me stronger.
Built you up.
Like, I have had the roughest year. Not only was I sick for several months, I wasn't working, so I was not making a lot of money.
Who gonna do the work?
Who's gonna do the work? But I raised $19,000 for this project.
This is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, this isn't God telling you to sit. No, that's not how this works. That's not how this works.
Come on.
So I'm a witness. I have a testimony of how God has really used me and has shown me himself, that I hear him well.
Tiffany, listen. This is not, y'all, I want to...
No, this ain't play at all. This is not like I can't make
regular,
this up.
She didn't just put the album out on iTunes, and she didn't just go to the studio and record. She did a live
album. Live recording. Video and audio.
The whole joint. I'm talking about everything pro.
My crew was like 30 people that day. My crew was it might have been a little over 30, but a good 30 people was on my team that day.
Miss, how did you do this, Miss? What? Tell us.
Having a vision, having a clear understanding of what God wants me to do. It's not necessarily it ain't never been about fame or anything like that for me. Because a lot of people like, what do you want to do with this? Like, I'm doing what I want to do. Like, I'll be grateful if I get like a writing distribution deal and I'm writing for somebody.
But this is the thing, Tiffany.
But my stuff is purpose.
Listen, but you are really gifted. You are really talented. You can really sing. You see what I'm saying? Like, it would be one thing for you to say what you just said about fame and you weren't talented. But you're really talented.
I appreciate that. I know I'm talented.
You really are.
You know how fame is so calculated by society.
Yeah.
And I don't always fit society's rules and what society wants.
Right.
So I'm fine if society never chooses me. Because at the end of the day, I'm choosing my passion and God is using me for it. Like, I'm being blessed through it. Now, I would love, to be touring and stuff like that, but that is not the end all be all for me.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like I have been chosen to be a trailblazer and to show people you can do this. Like, it's not impossible to do this at this level. Like, you don't have to be signed to nobody. Like, you can do this yourself.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
So I feel like I've always been in the space to be that type of guinea pig.
And it's not
and to
about
be an example.
you not having the money because you raised
I raised $19,000.
Miss.
Raised. I started the year in January announcing my live recording and
let these folks know.
And launching a crowdfunding campaign. Like, I need $20,000.
That's how much I need so I can pay my people.
And that's just that. That ain't nothing for me. My wardrobe and everything came out of my pocket. And to tell you the God honest truth, the only thing I paid for out of my pocket for this whole project was my wardrobe. That's the only thing I paid for.
I mean, you got to know God personally.
The only thing I paid for was my wardrobe. Now, I could have saved some money on that because I bought some custom sneakers and I did a little, I had to do all what I did. But that's the only paid I paid for.
You got to know the Lord.
Oh, I know him. I know him. I know him very well. And it's proven over and over when it's in the nick of time. I'm trying to learn how to cease worry, because when there's like this situation, I can't get myself out, and it's like right at the nick of time, God always comes. I got so many stories. It's like right when it's like, here he comes.
Having your vision right and it making it plain and alive.
Oh yeah, you gotta write stuff out. You gotta speak. I'm not even, and I understand when people be like, don't tell people what you're doing and move in silence. Fine and dandy, but I don't care.
Ain't gonna make no difference.
Like, what's for me is gonna be for me. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I can protect my stuff, yes I can, but I'm not gonna be like, well, I ain't gonna tell nobody I'm gonna do a live album. No, my live album, we recording 5 months from now, and I need $20,000. Do y'all got 10? Do you got 5?
Because I done told my daddy, and my daddy told me what to do, and he told me that y'all got to show up. So
yeah, I'm just grateful.
Yeah.
This year has really been a test and victory at the same time.
Right. Nah, I see that this year from you, and I tell you the truth, man. I'm just proud of you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
I'm just proud of you. You know, because and then I when you're able to see people grow, and when you know that God is in it, and you know that they're really doing this thing from a place of righteousness, and you know that they're seeking the kingdom, man, you just can't do nothing but be proud. You know what I'm saying? It's just, you gotta be proud.
Yeah, I shared a meme recently. It said something like, everybody ain't against you. You might not hear from people the way you probably want to about the things you're doing, but people really be celebrating you. People really be celebrating you. Going back to the Benedict job promotion.
Yeah.
My post by itself, my post on my personal page got over 900 likes. Now, it was shared also on my business page, which got over 400 likes.
Right.
People have been sharing it, and somebody sent me a screenshot. Are you in the Columbia Roadblocks group? Because I'm not.
No, I'm not.
So it's a Facebook group that they post everything on. If somebody, if it's an accident, if like, y'all, the police over here just stopping cars, don't go that way. Like, they post everything in this group. Somebody shared my post in Roadblocks, and it got over 500 likes. Just me saying I got a job at Benedict.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And where y'all was at when I did this live album?
Well, I don't want to look at it that way, because what I've learned about social media, for one, is that it doesn't always work in our favor.
It doesn't.
Social media promotes what it wants to promote.
Yeah.
We can't necessarily calculate that unless we're spending calculated dollars.
Calculate them dollars.
However, it's easier for people to show up behind the computer screen than it is in person.
Yeah.
But what I will say is, if you didn't know how much of a value your presence is, when people are doing things, it's such a value for you to show up and be in person. Like, your spirit, just in your energy in the room, makes a tremendous difference. So if you don't think it means that much for you just showing up, if it's a ticketed event and you can't afford to come, and if you really want to come, I guarantee if you reach out to somebody that's having something that really want people in the room, they'll be like, come on.
Come on through.
Cause I have all the time. Like, you ain't got the money, just hit me up. I'll make sure, cause I want people in the room.
Right. Your students are gonna watch this, right? And I wanna ask you this really quickly, right? Because you are an entrepreneur.
Yes.
And let's just face it. I don't know, maybe because you went to a PWI. I know that I did not get the simple math, business principles that I needed.
Oh, I didn't get that then either. I was a computer science major. I didn't go to school for business.
I had to go out here and figure it out.
Oh, I did too.
Right, and I didn't go on to school on scholarship. You know what I mean? Like there's a certain thing that I had to go experience in corporate America at Verizon Wireless for 14 years, and then come out here and apply it to this.
Oh, absolutely.
Right, because they doing it in there, right? So when it comes to, because you can't raise $19,000-$20,000 on Facebook off of your smile and your picture. And your profile.
You should see my spreadsheet for my for my live recording.
Relationships, man.
You gotta have relationships. You gotta be. I applied for grants and got awarded them.
Yeah.
You know, grants are hard to get.
Right.
Grant applications are long as hell.
Grant writing, and that's what we think. See.
Like, it took me a month to fill out my first grant application, and I said, I'm going to finish this thing because I need to apply for it. $2,500.
See, and it took you how long to get?
About a month. I didn't finish it about a month time.
Mm.
But you got to be willing to do all of this. Like, one thing about artists.
Talk about it.
One thing about artists, and not necessarily just about grants, a lot of times people come into this industry and be like, well, I need people to support me. I need people to buy this. I need a manager that can pay for this. It don't work that way. People do not invest in you until they see you investing into yourself. That's how this works.
Come on.
That's how this works. I've done several projects, and this was my first crowdfunded project. This is literally my fourth, it's my third album, but fourth music project. Yeah. All my other albums were self-funded.
Come on.
This was I created a character called Super Beauty Mascot Dolls. I didn't even crowdfund for that.
Well, let me bring it up. See.
So this was my first crowdfunded project. People have seen me investing into myself for years.
Right.
So it wasn't, I think for me, and this isn't a brag, but it's just a fact. When I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. Yeah. So people weren't leery about giving me or investing their money into me because they knew the project was going to come out.
Right.
It wasn't like, oh, well, she might not do it. What if she don't raise enough money? If I didn't raise enough money, I still had to get it done. I've already put in the atmosphere, this is what I'm doing. I need help. Yeah. But that don't mean if the money ain't coming this way, that don't mean it wasn't going to get done.
Right.
God was going to handle it.
So the people that you're connected to that love Jesus helped you? Or was it just a conglomerate or like a big mashup of different folks?
Oh, it was definitely that. It's a lot of people that funded that I don't know.
That you don't even know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of people funded that I don't know. Like, and then I was smart about ending. My campaign was only for 60 days.
Yeah.
I was smart about when I launched it and when I ended it because I ended it. The last day of the campaign was on my birthday. So I knew that on my birthday, it would be easier for me to do this massive last day to give. And I was like, today, if you give, just give me $36 because I was turning 36. I got so many $36 cash apps that day to go to my crowdfunding campaign. I think I raised like $2,500 just on my birthday.
Right. How many people ended up being in attendance at the show?
At my live recording?
Yeah.
A little over 100.
Over 100.
Yeah, like 110, I think. We had 130 seats, but it was like 110 there.
I mean,
not including my crew. That was the audience.
Right. As I was saying,
yeah.
You would have thought. I mean, just the way that it was captured, the way that it was filmed, the way that it was planned. You would have thought it was in a Coliseum somewhere. I mean, it just felt good.
Yeah. It was like we did it at ETV Studios.
Okay.
Yeah, in the production studio at ETV.
That's dope. That's dope. So yeah, I just, I wanted to ask you that because I know that relationships helped you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. ETV, I had relationships there from working there for a summer project the summer before.
Yeah.
And when I finally went to ETV about location, because that was not my initial goal location.
Yeah, okay.
I'm not gonna say where I wanted to have it,
right.
but they was booked the whole year. I was looking for a location in November.
Yeah.
And they was like, they ain't had nothing available. I'm like, y'all ain't got nothing available? So anyway, started looking at schools, couldn't find that, and then I finally was like, rent across ETV website. I was like, oh yeah, I can do it at ETV.
Yeah.
Booked ETV, turned around, and sent ETV a sponsorship letter. After I booked it, I paid my deposit. I had a balance, sent them a sponsorship letter. They ended up sponsoring $1,000 off my balance, plus giving me like things like chairs and stuff included. So I ended up not paying my rental fee because they sponsored.
Got you.
And I sent the letter straight to the CEO. It wasn't like, can you send this to this person? No, I sent it straight to the CEO because I made that relationship with someone before.
Wow. Okay. Well.
So yeah, sponsorships, donations, grant money, all that stuff put together gave me over $19,000.
Okay. And so I want to say this too. I want to say the last, I don't know, something switched or something changed at some point. Because you did a big video, and it was a video of you in a tub.
Okay, Secure the Bag, yeah, a remake. Well, Secure the Bag music video, yeah.
That what year was that? So what did
that was 2021. That was during the pandemic. It wasn't 2020. I think it was 2021.
Okay.
Or was it 2022? I think it's 2021.
2021. Yeah. I think that was the moment that I saw something happening with your brand, with your music, with your career. And I think I went from that moment to this concert, right?
Okay.
So I guess I'm following you and I'm watching close for like 2 whole years.
Okay.
Of you doing this thing. And so you mean to tell me you were running your businesses and doing all of that while you was preparing to do this, everything you were doing with the music?
Yeah.
How did you not lose your mind?
I think I do a good job with being grounded, and I'm learning better how to balance life. Like, I don't want to be an all work, no play person. I absolutely enjoy doing nothing. Right. I love moments at home, eating potato chips and binge watching TV shows. Right. Like, that's joy.
Yeah.
When I did the Secure the Bag video, the song was already 2 years old.
Yeah.
Because the album came out in 2019, and
yeah.
So we got hit with the pandemic in 2020. In 2020, I did a music video. I released a song and I did a music video during the pandemic, during shutdown time. I released I Love You Black Man Juneteenth of 2020. Okay? I released a song during the pandemic. And I released a music video for my song, My Sunshine. And My Sunshine was the first music video of mine that I directed.
Right.
So Secure the Bag I directed too. I did creative direction for that video. But My Sunshine was the first video I directed. So I said, yeah, I'm getting into this video directing thing.
So that's why it was like that. It was dope like that.
I mean, if that's what you want to say. I video directed my Secure the Bag video, and I was intentional about 3 days. We're filming 3 days. I gotta have 3 looks because I want my hair different all 3 times. I want different makeup looks. Renting the studio, I was like, I want to be in the bathtub with money. Bought my money, machine gun. Like me and my little crew, we decorated the set.
How much did that cost?
My video altogether, Secure the Bag video probably cost me about $2,500.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I had 2 people on camera. Shouts out to VA, the boss chick. I was real intentional about that video. I used Marquise.
I know.
I used Marquise, but I wanted a second film person, and everybody else other than Marquise that was used on that video was a woman. I was very intentional about that.
Yeah.
So my assistant director, female, VA the boss chick, woman, you know, everybody else. And then I wanted to cast dancers.
I saw that.
I'm not a dancer, but I was like, we're gonna choreograph this dance. And my vision was, I don't want dancers, like professional dancers.
Yeah.
I don't want super made up model chicks. I want natural women. I want real women in it. So they had to submit like what they love about themselves. Like my casting call, they had to submit what they love about themselves. Then once I casted them, they had to submit a video of the preliminary dance before they got chosen. And then when we showed up, like I just wanted regular women, like regular black women. Like ain't no glam. We just regular, but we the bag. That was the point. We the bag. So what's crazy is when we filmed the dance scene first.
Yeah.
When we filmed that scene, the rap verse did not exist.
Wow.
When we filmed that part for the video, the rap verse did not exist. We filmed the rap verse the day we shot the video in the bathtub, which was 4 days after the other.
Wow. It looked so good. Everything was just so dope about it. And
I'm ready to do another music video at this point. But yeah, that was my last music video.
Yeah, I know.
But yeah, I directed that. We planned that video out. Like
I know.
It wasn't anything off the whip, other than when I was mentioning to Marquise and Dion at the time, the day before or 2 days before we were shooting in the bathtub. And I was like, I want to be in the bathtub full of money. And they was like, I mean, if you're going to be in the bathtub full of money, you ought to be rapping or something. So I was like, they ain't nothing but a word. So I wrote a rap verse, found the beat, had it chopped and screwed inside my original song, went and laid it down in the studio the morning we were shooting the video, and laid the video down.
So did you start planning the video while you were writing the record?
No, the record already exists. So the original song came out in 2019 on my album Epiphany 325.
So you just added...
I just added the rap verse in the song. So when the video came out, the girls that did the dance were surprised by the rap verse because they didn't know it existed, because it didn't exist in the song. And then when it came in the video, that's for anybody that knew the song already, the rap verse was a surprise. Because the song existed without that. So after that, I released the song as an extended cut with the rap verse in it. That was after the video dropped though.
It was so good.
Yeah, I think that's my favorite music video. But like I love other videos I did, but I definitely directed Secure the Bag, My Sunshine. Morning Coffee is one of my favorite videos too of mine.
It was so good. So good. So, the reason why I asked you about that, or I brought that up, is because you're just doing so much, and you make somebody like me feel like I'm lazy.
No, that's exactly what I don't want anybody to feel like by looking at me. For one, although I have responsibilities, I'm very involved with my family. Yeah. I'm not married and I don't have children. Right. I have been doing what I do for a long time. Yeah. So what I try to tell people often, the reason why I'm able to run several things at once is because I don't launch several new things at once. So for instance, I consider all my businesses babies or my children.
Right.
TJ's Elements, my graphic design firm, is my oldest business baby. You know, when you have a child, your children are, children have stages. You got infant stage, you got toddler stage, you got, elementary school, you got teenagers. You don't let an elementary school child stay home by themselves. The teenager can though. I consider TJ's Elements like my oldest child that can run by itself without much attention from me. but I have to baby like my new projects.
Yeah.
So while I'm doing other things, some things kind of run on their own without as much attention.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't ever want anybody to feel like they're not doing enough by looking at me, because at the end of the day, I have just been doing what I do for a long time, and a lot of stuff that I'm doing now is natural to me, but I pre-plan very well.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that you do. That's clear. I think I might have
I'm
to.
I'm all into detail.
You
I'm
are.
very detail oriented.
Yeah, I'm just gonna have to get better. That's all. I'm just gonna have to get better at what I do. I mean, it was dope. It was just super dope, and I wanted to tell you that. That
I appreciate
was super
that.
inspiring. I don't know if anybody else said it, but I'm saying it.
I appreciate that. I'm ready to do another music video. I don't know. I know what I want to do for 2024 as far as music is concerned.
Yeah.
Cause like on my live record, we introduced 2 new songs, and I want to do studio recordings for those.
Yeah.
But I'm sure a music video for one of those, if not both, gonna be coming next year. I got 2 totally different ideas for both of the songs, but they so totally different. But yeah.
Yeah. So I just want to just take the time out to just market you and promote you really quickly. Can you talk about your companies real quick? If I'm
Okay.
on Patreon, somebody is on this channel and wants to support you.
Okay, so
What services do you offer immediately, and what companies should we be investing in?
okay, so TJ's Elements, my graphic design firm. We offer retractable banners, logo design, business cards, websites. TJ'selements.com. That's my full-time business. That's my full-time job. But I'm grateful to say that because I'm my boss with that. But that's my full-time job. Soulbird Entertainment, SOLBIRDOU, is my music company, music production company. So outside of just being a musical artist, I write. I do singlegrams. That's where I pop up and deliver these special delivered songs with a little gift for people's birthdays, anniversaries, just because, Mother's Day. So people can book singlegrams with me. I do jingles. I've done several jingles. I actually did the jingle when Tamika Isaac Divine was running for mayor a couple years ago. So I produce jingles and do a lot of music production type stuff. And then Super Beauty Incorporated is my third business. It's the business that is based off the likeness of the character Super Beauty that I created, who is a superhero who diminishes the influence of bullies and boosts self-esteem and confidence in her peers. And we have a children's book series, traveling mascot, talking plush dolls, puzzles. She has a twin brother named Handsome Hero. We go into the schools and talk and do pep talks. Really promoting anti-bullying, self-love, and confidence. And with Super Beauty, any of my inspirational talks falls up under that business. So,
no doubt. Tiffany, thank you so much.
I appreciate you
for coming and taking the time out. I want to shout out to the brand that you have on right now.
Oh, Husky.
My man's in it was fire.
Husky brand. Derek Davis is a really, really good friend of mine. I'm gonna say former drummer. The word on the street is I fired him, but we real good friends. We really good friends. It's all love always. He has definitely supported me. If you see him with me nowadays, most of the time you see him as my security.
Yeah.
So he works as my security for my events now, but he used to be my drummer. That's how we linked initially.
No, shout out to the Husky brand.
I gotta get me a new sweatsuit.
It's super fire, man. Anything that you want to leave us with? You done told us who you are. You done shared some open dialogue about where you are. What do you want us to know before you let us go?
Man, just if you have a vision, go for it. Like, it is never too early, never too late to start something. If you start something and stop, just consider it a pause. You can go back and finish what you started. But always remember that nobody can do you better than you.
Salute. Thank you so much for your time. It's Darius
you.
Dior, Stinking Kingdom Media, where we have real conversations with real people and we share real music here. Make sure you like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so YouTube will make sure that you don't miss any more content like this. All right? Peace and grace.